Hi, I'm Chef Cynthia Ware. Here at the Colander, we're putting together a series of instructional videos that will hopefully give you some tools and tricks to make your summertime cooking, baking, and entertaining all the more fun. First thing we're going to do today is break down a honeydew melon. Honeydew is a little tricky because it has a fairly thin skin, but it has a really thick crust underneath that skin. So getting it off can be a little tricky, and I'm going to show you an easy way to do it that's safe as well. Whenever you're dealing with a round object, the first objective is to create a flat side. So we're going to take off both ends, and I'm going nice and deeply into the fruit on each end so you can see how thick that rind is. Next, I'll split it in half. It doesn't have to be perfect, although if it is, it's nice. There's a seed cavity inside each half. Just use any size spoon that's convenient to scoop them out. It's not a good idea to put melon or squash seeds into a compost heap. The heat of the compost tends not to be hot enough to kill the seeds. And I don't know if you've ever had this experience or not, but I certainly have. When you spread compost around, when you're getting your garden ready in the spring, later on suddenly you've got random squash and melons coming up all over the place. So melon seeds belong in the garbage. If you can see how deep I'm going here, it's a good 1/4 inch into the fruit all the way around so I can get underneath that hard rind underneath the skin. And I'm carving down from top to bottom, because it's the easiest and safest way to get all of this skin off and then leave the melon in a nice shape to go ahead and cut it up and do something interesting with it. If you miss any pieces, just go back and pick them up. The best tools you can use for this are a cutting board and a sharp knife. Okay, we're done with that. There are a couple of ways of cutting this up. I'll go ahead and cut it in half. A lovely way is just to carve it down in kind of long, dramatic spears all the way around the half. And again, since you've got a flat side, it's not rolling around on you, it's not going to get away from you. And it's much easier to get each spear relatively the same thickness, so they'll look nice on your platter. There we go. So we have some spears of honeydew. Another nice way is to simply slice all the way across. Lay down a couple of slices. Cut them into about 1/2 inch segments. Then come back, turn it around, and dice it up into cubes. This is a lovely presentation for salad, even for salsa. Melons are wonderful in fruit salsas, fruit-based salsas in summer, on fish tacos especially. So there are a couple of ways of breaking down a honeydew melon, any melon for that matter. Watermelon, you'd approach exactly the same way. Spears look lovely around the edge. Try to choose a platter that shows off their color well. There we go. I've got some grapes here that I washed right in their conveniently perforated plastic sack. We'll pile some of those up in the center. Just snip them up with a pair of scissors. That's all you need to do. Arrange some cubes of honeydew over the top. You can serve it just as it is. You could drizzle a little Greek yogurt over the top with a little bit of honey on top of that and maybe some grates of fresh nutmeg. And in 15 minutes, you have a lovely breakfast or brunch fruit platter.